Hey guys, Vitalik's Videos here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to fix the PA093 code for a 2004 Toyota Prius. My wife got the triangle of death on her dashboard and a hybrid warning sign on her screen, which scared both her and me, but it means we have a failing or broken inverter coolant pump and it needs to be replaced, or at least checked out. Go ahead and start by opening your hood to access your engine. You'll have a plastic covering that you need to take off that is fastened down by a series of plastic clips. Here is the plastic covering, and as you can see, I'm missing a lot of my clips. This is actually not too uncommon, they break very easily. You can purchase a clip replacement kit on Amazon, which I will link in the description below. Don't forget to grab a bin of some kind in which to collect your clips and bolts as you take them off. Staying organized is going to help you tremendously after you replace your part and start to put everything back together. There goes the plastic covering, which I put off to the side, and in there is where the inverter coolant pump is supposed to be. We'll start by unscrewing two bolts that hold the inverter down in place. Depending on how you decide to replace your inverter coolant pump, positioning some wood underneath the metal bracket of your inverter will give you more room to work. Unclip the fuse box cover and take it off for a little extra space. Here I am trying to comfortably access the coolant pump with the tools I have, but I'm finding that I just don't have enough room to work. So, if you're still following along, go ahead and start by loosening the top end of your bumper by taking off a set of clips and screws. Just like you do on one side, do the same for the other side. There is one more screw hidden at the left side of your bumper underneath your wheel well. You now have access to the first bolt that holds your headlight in place. And the second bolt is tucked away under this plastic cover and the bumper. Here is the last bolt. Now that you have your headlight unbolted, unclip the 5 connectors that are the leads to your headlight bulbs. Put that aside and you have a big open space to work on your inverter coolant pump. There are 3 bolts which hold the pump in place. Once you take those off, you'll have the freedom to orient the pump whichever way you'd like. You have one connector to unclip here. I didn't have all the most helpful tools for this replacement, but I'll give you guys a heads up just so you know what to expect. Remember, you have a coolant reservoir that is likely filled with coolant. When you disconnect those hoses, coolant is going to start leaking out unless you have them clamped down. If you don't mind, great. But to those who do, it's a good place to put some hose clamps to good use. Here's a side-by-side comparison. Out with the old, in with the new. After connecting the hoses to your new coolant pump, bolt everything down and make sure your clamps are in a position that'll make them easy to get to if needed in the future. Tighten the bolts, but don't over tighten so as to not strip the threads. At this point I noticed my connector had some green gunk built up at the end, which when I had found this out made me think an interrupted connection may have been the cause for the code in the first place. Oh well. Next step, headlight. Remember, you have 5 connectors that you have to pair up with the appropriate plugs, so find those, hook them up, and when that's all said and done, put your headlight back in its place. Now, if you do this correctly, the headlight should sit in there just fine without any play. Tighten down the bolts to the headlight, starting with the one tucked underneath the bumper. That's followed by the other two bolts up top and down low. Pop the bumper back into place. It should sit comfortably. Tighten down the bumper from the top with your two screws and clips on either side. One more screw in the corner underneath the wheel well. Remove the wood if you used it, then two bolts go to your inverter to clamp it down to the frame. This next step requires you to fill your inverter coolant reservoir. There are some specific steps to do this, so be on the lookout for a video I'll post in the future showing you how to do it correctly. Pop the fuse box lid back into place, and hopefully with two hands and not one like I did here. Reposition the plastic cover and clamp it down with the clips you took off at the beginning. I'm going to start the car to see if there are any codes. Looks good to me, no triangle of death, no check the hybrid battery signal, so let's take it for a test drive. And after driving around for a little bit, going up to about 35-40 miles per hour, about an 8-minute drive, still nothing, so it looked good to me. Thank you for watching Vitalik's videos. Feel free to comment with any tips or tricks you might have, and be sure to like and subscribe for future how-to videos like this.